meeny, miny, mo. Which purple lizard decides where to go? All are beautiful, that's faux show. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So welcome to this episode, everyone. On this adventure, we're going to continue our 2-day trip down to the Cumberland Valley area. And on this adventure, we're going to head over to Tuscarora State Forest. This time in Tuscarora, we're going to do 2 items. We're going to hike up to Flat Rock Vista, which is supposed to be one of the best ones in the Tuscarora area. And then we're also going to do a quick gravel grinder from the Frank E. Masland Natural Area inside Tuscarora itself. For the hike, this is going to start from Colonel Denning State Park, so we're going to begin with that, so let's jump into it. With the laying out of the maps and the mobile data station, planning for today's adventures would begin. But with the hotel coffee not quite cutting it, we knew our first destination would be a local coffee roaster. With the new energy brewed by Denham Coffee, we finished our plan to head into Tuscarora. Colonel Denning State Park was going to be our first stop, where we would hike the 4.5-mile out and back route to Flat Rock Overlook. Our hike, we started at the main day use parking area down the bottom here, right when you come into the park, and we took the Flat Rock Trail. On the way up, we took this, what they're calling the challenging route, just kind of went straight up. The preferred trail over here has a few switchbacks. We took that on the way back down. And so we came up the Flat Rock Trail, went straight up through where it starts to overlap with the Tuscarora Trail, and came right to the Vista. And then for our hike, we came right back down the same way. I said with the exception of taking that preferred trail on the way down. There is a bunch of options here, as you could see. So one loop that I saw people create was to use this Tuscarora Trail and the Lehman Trail to come back down. And I'll give you a little bit of a different view. For our purposes, we just decided to out and back it, especially since we had other things on the docket for the day. But there are plenty of other options here to make it a bigger, longer, or more of a circuit hike. Yeah. Well, walked up plank. Up there. And as promised, as you walked out to this one, this overlook was definitely a showstopper. The view peering out over the valley with all the farmland and just the overall vastness of how far you could see was definitely pretty cool, making this one of the top vistas we visited. Damn. While at the overlook, we took a moment, had a snack, enjoyed watching some vultures fly around, and also noticed how the springtime greenery was starting to work its way back up the mountain. It was neat to see the distinct green line halfway up the mountain. After a bit, we made our way back down the same way we came up. Nice little creekside lunch here. Oh, did he? Getting some food and deciding what we're gonna do next. Or trail run, bike ride. Oh, we'll see. Back down in the park, we found a nice picnic table, had ourselves some lunch, and brought the map back out and decided to travel further into Tuscarora to Masland Natural Area, where we plan to do a gravel ride, and there was also an option there for another hike or a trail run. So what a good hike that was. As you saw from our expressions and the video itself, the vista definitely lived up to the hype. That was a wower for sure. Just the overall, how wide you could see across that valley was something to see for sure. After we had our lunch down in Cumberland State Park, we decided to go through with the gravel grind, but Leah, still being a little fatigued from yesterday and that hike, which wasn't too easy, she decided to sit out the ride and enjoy the nice, beautiful setting in Masland area there and a book while I did a quick hour of power loop on the gravel. Let's jump into that ride. So for our route, we were down in Cumberland here for our hike. So we traveled up into Tuscarora a little bit more, came down Laurel Run Road into the Masland Natural Area. So we parked right in this little lot here. And then for my ride, I started from there and I headed up Laurel Run Road. So this was a bit more of a climb to this intersection here. All right, so if it left, would have took me over to 3 Square Hollow area. So I made this right, came up past Henry Valley, and then right at the top of the spine of the mountain here at this main intersection, I took a right onto Bower Mountain Road. Took that all the way across the spine. Right, so here's where Wolf Road came up. You'll see that in the video if you didn't already. So that's another option to make a loop in this area. I continued on Bower Mountain Road though. This was all the way along the spine as well. So this is where a lot of that burnt out or timbered out area was. You'll pass Chimney Rocks, a little trail, and then when you come down, there's the Doubling Gap Vista. So that one's very cool, definitely worth seeing. And then you bomb down this stretch here. There's some sharp turns there, so be cautious. Horsehead Rocks welcome you to that first switchback, and that takes us back down to Laurel Run Road. From there, it's just running that all the way back up to Frankie's. Right, so you come all the way back up Laurel Run, even this turn here, right? You're still on Laurel Run. This was the last little bit of a climb to get back to the lot. Starting off the ride right, finishing off the last of the climb up Laurel Run Road here. I think it was gonna be this much. A good bit of climbing left. Tusky climbs are brutal. There we go. Finishing off. All right. So I'll take it to 3 Square Hollow over this way. Yeah, 3 Square Hollow. Beautiful vista. Another heck of a climb to get up to that. The vista was really nice. Similar to the Flat Rock one, looking over the Cumberland Valley. I finished climbing this one and looking for Bower Mountain. There's a nice road across the spine. If I remember, there's a little vista up here too. Yeah, more up. So turning right onto what is still considered Laurel Run Road, there was a little bit of a push left to get to the top of this ridge. Right up there now. Should be an intersection right up here, I think, for Bower Mountain. Big dead guy. So as you approach this 4-way, you have the option of extending your route. If you headed straight here on Laurel Run Road, you could head down towards Fowler's Hollow State Park, and there's another wealth of gravel and trails in that section. Bower Mountain. As you head down Bower Mountain, it starts off as a gradual downhill as it leads you towards Dead Man's Curve, where a CCC worker had an unfortunate end to his life, and there's a nice little dedication to him there. Poor guy said he was run over by a bulldozer. That's good. That's Wolf Road. We're staying up top. So Wolf Road that we just passed there would be an option to get back up to Bower Mountain here if you chose to extend your route. Shortly after passing the turnoff for Dead End Road, you'll come to the star vista of this route, Dublin Gap Vista. After the vista, you have a quick technical downhill, which takes you back to Laurel Run Road, where you'll finish out this week.
Back out to Laurel Run now. Gonna turn to Creekside pretty soon. Now I just got a nice rolly, generally gradual uphill cruise back to Frankie's Natural Land.
And Laurel Run Road, just like at the start, doesn't let you off easy. This stretch was a nice climb back into Frankie's.
Oh man.
Not easy, but definitely beautiful.
Man. Look at that little gravel oasis down there. Phew.
So after a few miles of stream side and stream crossing gravel, we were back into Frankie's Natural Area.
Alright. Back into Frankie's, the natural area. Finish off this little climb. Turn right onto that next road. I think it's just this right turn onto Laurel Run still continues, but make a right. Little kick a climb. Downhill and done with this nice little beautiful loop. Let's roll. Dusted. Forgot it's the Tusky too. Nothing's a little climb. Oh, the gravel seams with the dust. Going up. Still. Frankie. Whew. Almost topped out. And a little downhill cruise finish.
So once atop that climb, I had a little downhill back to the car, and what a way to finish with this beautiful descent through a wonderful section of pines to get back to the lot.
Oh man. Look at this little secret lot. Oh, look at this beautiful spot.
Very pleasant.
So man, Tuscarora area, so much to do there. Just like I say about all of our state forests in the area, once you start going there and exploring, you realize just how much there is to see in that area itself. So we'll definitely continually be back to both of these, Michaud and Tuscarora, checking off boxes and exploring new places as we go through. Frank E. Masland area itself, where we started the gravel ride from, right, there's also some trails there. So to unwind after the ride, I went down along the stream side there. Beautiful setting, right? Some nice deep pools in the stream where you can picture, taking a quick little dip and a cool off, clean off after a ride, hike, or a run during the summer months. So I'm sure I'll be doing that. So that's me it for this one though. If you have any questions about our routes, I'll post both of those below so you can check them out. If you have any input, feel free to leave in a comment as well as far as where else we should look at in these areas. And if you haven't been so, definitely recommend visiting yourself. Till the next one, coffee, hiking, cycling, take all three. We'll see you out there.